Engines are like living, breathing machines. They need air, fuel, and care to survive the punishment we throw at them. But here's the hard truth. Most engines don't die because they're old. They die because they've been neglected, overheated, or pushed beyond their limits without the right protection. Think about it. That shiny sports car you see roaring down the highway. Without the right mods and upkeep, it could be on borrowed time. And even the most reliable trucks and daily drivers eventually break down, unless their owners make smart changes that actually extend the engine's lifespan. This isn't about flashy horsepower mods or chasing speed records. This is about hidden upgrades and clever tweaks that keep your engine running smoother, cooler, and far longer than the average driver will ever know. Some of these upgrades are simple, others are genius, and a few are the kind of tricks mechanics don't want you to know about because they cut down on costly repairs. So today we're diving into 17 performance mods that don't just make your car run better, they actually add years to your engine's life. And trust me, you'll want to stick around for number 12. It's a game changer. Number 17. Frequent inspections and catching small issues early. You know what kills more engines than blown turbos or redline abuse? Neglect. Not the exciting kind of neglect either. I'm talking about the slow leaks, the worn-out hoses, the tiny warning lights people ignore until it's too late. Think about it. An engine doesn't usually fail in one dramatic moment. It fails because a tiny oil drip turned into a starving crankshaft, or because a cracked coolant hose slowly bled the system dry until one hot summer day, the head gasket gave up. The signs are always there. Most people just don't notice them until it's too late. That's why one of the smartest mods you can make isn't even a part you install. It's a mindset. Get in the habit of inspecting your engine bay. Pop the hood once a week, look for wet spots, listen for unusual noises, smell for burning oil or coolant. Catch a problem early and it's a $30 fix. Miss it and you could be shopping for a new engine. And trust me, nothing shortens an engine's lifespan faster than ignoring the little stuff. Number 16, high mileage or performance engine, oils with additives. Engines age just like people. Over time, seals shrink, tolerances widen, and friction starts eating away at metal surfaces. That's why using the right oil can mean the difference between an engine that dies at 150,000 miles and one that sails past 300,000. Most drivers grab whatever oil is cheapest at the auto parts store, but here's the catch. Not all oils are created equal. High mileage or performance-grade synthetics are specifically designed to fight the problems that kill older engines. They're loaded with additives that condition seals, reduce deposits, and keep worn parts sliding smoothly instead of grinding down. And it's not just about age. Even relatively new engines can benefit from premium oil blends, especially those that see hard driving, turbocharging, or extreme temperatures. Oils with friction modifiers and detergents don't just lubricate, they clean, protect, and extend the life of every moving part inside that block. Think of it like feeding your body fast food every day versus a clean, high-protein diet. Both will keep you alive, but only one will keep you strong and healthy in the long run. So, here's the takeaway. Don't cheap out on oil. Every quart of high-quality fluid is an investment in years of extra life for your engine. And compared to the cost of a rebuild, it's one of the smartest mods you can make. Number 15, proper battery and electrical care. When most people think about engine longevity, they picture oil, fuel, or cooling systems. But here's something you might not expect. Your battery and electrical system can quietly make or break an engine's life. Think about it. Modern engines rely on precise electronic signals, fuel injectors, ignition timing, sensors, even variable valve systems. If your battery is weak or your voltage unstable, those signals don't fire the way they should. That means misfires, incomplete combustion, and unnecessary stress on components that should be working in perfect harmony. And it's not just sensors. A failing alternator or corroded battery terminals can cause voltage spikes or drops. Over time, that kind of instability can fry sensitive electronics, leaving your ECU guessing and your engine suffering. The fix? Simple but powerful. Keep your electrical system healthy. Clean your terminals, test your battery regularly, and don't ignore slow cranks or dimming headlights. If your car is older, consider upgrading to a more reliable AGM or high-performance battery, especially if you run accessories like aftermarket lights or audio. Because here's the truth. A $150 battery can prevent thousands of dollars of damage down the line. And while it won't make your car faster, it will keep everything running smoothly, which is exactly what keeps engines alive long after the odometer rolls past 6 digits. Number 14. Gentle warm-ups and avoiding low RPM lugging. Engines hate two things above all else: being cold and being forced to work when they're not ready. That's why one of the simplest ways to extend engine life is also one of the most overlooked: gentle warm-ups and avoiding low RPM lugging. When you first start your car on a cold morning, oil is thick and hasn't fully circulated yet. Revving hard right away is like sprinting before your muscles are warmed up. It creates stress, friction, and microscopic wear that builds up over time. That's why letting your engine idle briefly, then driving calmly for the first few minutes, makes a huge difference in longevity. Now, let's talk about lugging, that deep, struggling sound when you try to accelerate at very low RPMs in a high gear. It might feel harmless, but in reality, lugging puts massive pressure on bearings, rods, and pistons. Instead of smooth combustion, the engine is fighting to stay alive, which creates shock loads that slowly destroy internal parts. The smart move? Keep your revs in a healthy range, especially when climbing hills or towing. And remember, a little patience during warm-up and avoiding lugging doesn't just protect your engine today. It quietly adds thousands of miles to its lifespan. Engines don't die from age alone. They die from daily abuse. Treat yours gently, and it will reward you with years of trouble-free driving. Number 13. Using higher octane or cleaner fuels. Fuel isn't just fuel. What you put in your tank directly affects how long your engine survives. And while some drivers roll their eyes at the premium option at the pump, the truth is, the right fuel can add years to an engine's life. Here's why. Engines are designed to run within very specific compression and ignition ranges. Lower quality or low octane fuel is more likely to detonate early, a problem known as engine knock. Over time, knock beats up pistons, bearings, and cylinder walls. The kind of hidden damage that doesn't show up until it's too late. Higher octane fuel resists knock, letting combustion happen exactly when it should. And it's not just about octane. Many fuels now come with detergent additives that keep injectors, valves, and combustion chambers cleaner. Less carbon buildup means smoother running, better efficiency, and reduced wear. It's like the difference between drinking clean water versus swamp water. Both might hydrate you, but only one keeps you healthy long term. Now, does every car need premium? Number. If your engine is tuned for regular, stick with it. But if you're running a turbo, a high compression setup, or just want to keep carbon down, choosing cleaner fuel pays off in the long run. Think of every fill-up as preventative maintenance, because sometimes the smallest choice at the gas pump can save you from the biggest repair bill later. Number 12. Air fuel additives and periodic intake cleaning. Engines are like lungs, and over time, those lungs get clogged. Carbon buildup on intake valves, dirty injectors, and gunk inside the combustion chamber slowly choke performance and shorten lifespan. The scary part? Most drivers don't even realize it's happening until their engine feels sluggish, rough, or starts burning more fuel. That's where air and fuel system cleaners come in. A good fuel additive, used every few thousand miles, helps dissolve deposits before they turn into a real problem. It keeps injectors spraying a fine mist instead of a weak dribble, which means smoother combustion and less stress on the engine. But sometimes fuel additives aren't enough. Direct injection engines, for example, are notorious for carbon buildup on intake valves. That's why periodic intake cleaning, whether through chemical sprays, walnut blasting, or professional service, is essential. Think of it as a deep breath for your engine, clearing out years of hidden junk. The result? Better fuel economy, more consistent power, and most importantly, less strain on critical parts like pistons and valves. It's a simple maintenance step that works like a performance mod in disguise. So, don't wait until you feel the engine gasping for air. A little cleaning now can mean thousands of extra miles down the road. Because the truth is, a clean engine is a long-lasting engine. Number 11. Reinforced engine mounts and drivetrain stabilizers. When you press the gas pedal, your engine doesn't just spin, it moves. Every surge of torque twists the motor against its mounts. And over time, that constant rocking wears down rubber bushings, stresses drivetrain parts, and even creates tiny cracks where you can't see them. Factory engine mounts are designed for comfort, soaking up vibration so the cabin feels smooth. But here's the trade-off. That comfort often comes at the expense of durability. Soft mounts allow more movement, and more movement means more stress transferred throughout the drivetrain. That's where reinforced engine mounts and stabilizers come in. By upgrading to stronger materials, like polyurethane or performance-grade rubber, you dramatically reduce how much your engine shifts under load. Less movement equals less wear on hoses, exhaust connections, and even transmission mounts. And don't worry, this isn't just a race car upgrade. Daily drivers benefit too. A stiffer, stabilized engine setup doesn't just last longer, it also makes throttle response feel sharper and more predictable. Here's the kicker. Most people never even think about their engine mounts until they've failed completely. By then, the damage is already spreading to other parts. Swap them early with reinforced mounts, and you'll quietly save your engine from years of hidden abuse. Sometimes, the mods you can't see are the ones that make the biggest difference. Number 10, boost control and knock protection. If you've ever seen an engine destroyed in seconds, chances are it wasn't from lack of oil or even overheating. It was from knock. That sharp metallic ping when combustion happens too early or too violently is like a hammer strike inside your cylinders. And repeated enough times, it will crack pistons, damage bearings, and end an engine's life long before its time. That's why boost control and knock protection are so critical, especially in turbocharged or high-performance setups. An ECU tune that manages boost levels safely ensures your engine isn't running on the edge every time you hit the throttle. And modern knock sensors, they're lifesavers. By detecting detonation in real time, they let the ECU instantly adjust timing to protect the engine. Even if you're not chasing huge horsepower numbers, smart tuning matters. A conservative map with proper air-to-fuel ratios and knock protection doesn't just keep your engine safe, it makes power delivery smoother, throttle response sharper, and reliability far higher. Here's the kicker. Most blown engines didn't fail because of bad luck. They failed because their owners pushed boost without proper safeguards. Think of knock protection as body armor for your pistons. You may never see it working, but you'll be glad it's there when things get rough. Play it smart, and your engine will thank you with years of extra life. Number 9, regular fluids maintenance. Ask any seasoned mechanic what kills engines the fastest, and you'll hear the same answer over and over: neglected fluids. Oil, coolant, transmission fluid, even brake fluid. They're the lifeblood of your vehicle. Let them go bad, and your engine's lifespan drops dramatically. Take oil, for example. Skip a change, and contaminants thicken it into sludge, starving critical parts of lubrication. Ignore coolant, and it slowly turns corrosive, eating away at seals and radiator passages until overheating takes your engine out. Transmission fluid, neglect that, and you're looking at slipping gears, burned clutches, and eventually a repair bill that could buy you another car. The crazy part is how easy it is to avoid all of this. Sticking to a strict maintenance schedule, not just what the manufacturer says, but what's right for your driving style, can add years of reliable service to any engine. High-mileage commuters, for instance, should refresh fluids sooner than weekend drivers. Here's the thing, performance mods aren't just shiny parts under the hood. Sometimes the smartest upgrade is nothing more than being religious about fluid care. Fresh oil, fresh coolant, fresh transmission, and brake fluid. It's like giving your engine a clean bloodstream every few months. Neglect fluids, and your engine slowly poisons itself. Maintain them, and you'll be shocked how far past average lifespan your vehicle can go. Number 8, exhaust wraps and heat shields. Heat is the silent killer of engines. It doesn't make a dramatic noise, it doesn't throw sparks, it just quietly cooks everything under your hood, day after day, until something gives out. Rubber hoses harden, wiring insulation cracks, and even nearby engine parts start to fatigue from the constant heat soak. That's where exhaust wraps and heat shields step in. By insulating the hottest parts of your exhaust, headers, manifolds, and downpipes, you trap heat where it belongs and keep it from radiating into the engine bay. Not only does this reduce stress on surrounding components, but it also helps the exhaust gases flow faster, which can actually improve performance. Heat shields work the same way. protecting sensitive parts like intakes, batteries, or brake systems from excessive temperature exposure. The cooler your engine bay stays, the happier everything inside it will be. And here's the kicker. These aren't expensive race-only mods. Exhaust wrap and thermal shielding are budget-friendly upgrades that deliver big protection. For the cost of a couple tanks of gas, you're extending the life of parts that could cost thousands to replace. Engines don't just die from mechanical failure, they die from heat fatigue. Manage your temperatures, and your engine will stay strong long after others have given up. Number 7. Turbo timer. Turbochargers are incredible. They squeeze out power that makes even modest engines feel alive. But they also generate massive amounts of heat. And if you shut off your car immediately after a hard drive, that heat can cook the oil inside the turbo, creating sludge and shortening its life dramatically. That's where a turbo timer comes in. It's a small electronic device that keeps your engine running for a short period after you pull the key or hit the stop button. While the engine idles, fresh oil continues circulating through the turbo, carrying away heat and preventing buildup that could destroy it from the inside out. Some drivers think, I'll just sit and wait a minute before shutting off. Sure, that works, if you always remember. But a turbo timer makes it foolproof. No matter what, your turbo gets the cool down it needs every time. And this isn't just about protecting the turbo itself. By preventing oil coking and sludge, you're protecting the entire lubrication system, which means your engine stays cleaner, runs smoother, and lasts longer. If you've invested in a turbocharged car, don't let heat soak rob you of years of reliability. A turbo timer is a cheap insurance policy that quietly pays for itself every time you shut the car off. Number 6. Improved fuel injectors and cleaner fuel delivery. Every explosion inside your engine depends on one thing: fuel delivery. Too much fuel, and you're drowning the cylinders. Too little, and you're running lean, creating excess heat and stress. Either way, poor fuel delivery slowly chips away at your engine's lifespan. Stock injectors do their job, but over time they get dirty, clogged, or simply can't keep up with higher demands, especially on tuned or turbocharged engines. That's where upgraded or cleaned fuel injectors make a huge difference. A high-quality injector sprays fuel in a fine mist, not a weak dribble. That mist burns cleaner and more efficiently, which means less carbon buildup, fewer hot spots, and less stress on pistons and valves. It's not just about performance, though better injectors can definitely sharpen throttle response and smooth out acceleration. It's about consistency. When every cylinder is fed the exact right amount of fuel, your engine runs balanced, cool, and far more reliably. Pair upgraded injectors with a clean fuel system, filters, pumps, and occasional use of quality cleaners. And you're giving your engine the best possible foundation for long life. Think of it like nutrition. Feed your body junk food, and you'll wear out fast. Give it balanced fuel, and it performs at its best for decades. Your engine is no different. Number 5. Quality spark plugs and ignition. Tune-up. Every explosion inside your engine starts with one thing: a spark. It's tiny, it's fast, and it happens thousands of times every minute. But if that spark is weak, mistimed, or inconsistent, your engine pays the price with rough combustion, wasted fuel, and long-term damage. That's why upgrading to high-quality spark plugs, like iridium or platinum, is one of the simplest ways to extend engine life. Unlike standard plugs, these last longer, resist fouling, and deliver a stronger, more reliable spark. Pair them with quality ignition wires or coils, and you've got a system that fires clean every single time. Now, here's where people go wrong. They wait until their plugs are misfiring to replace them. By then, the damage is already being done. Misfires create raw fuel in the exhaust, extra heat in the cylinders, and stress on the catalytic converter. Over years, that abuse shortens an engine's lifespan dramatically. A proper ignition tune-up, fresh plugs, tested coils, clean connections, keeps your combustion cycle consistent. And consistency is what keeps temperatures down, pistons safe, and fuel economy sharp. Think of spark plugs like the heartbeat of your engine. Keep the rhythm strong and steady, and the whole system thrives. Neglect them, and you'll feel your engine slowly wearing itself out long before its time. Number 4. High-flow exhaust components and heat management. Engines don't just need to breathe in, they need to breathe out. And when exhaust gases can't escape freely, pressure builds up, temperatures rise, and your engine ends up working harder than it should. That extra strain might not show up right away, but over time it shortens the life of everything from valves to head gaskets. That's why high-flow exhaust components are more than just a performance upgrade. A set of well-designed headers, a high-flow catalytic converter, or a freer-flowing muffler reduces back pressure and helps gases exit smoothly. The result? Your engine doesn't struggle as much, runs cooler, and stays healthier for longer. Now, let's talk about heat management. Exhaust parts are some of the hottest components under the hood, and the heat they radiate can slowly bake nearby wiring, hoses, and sensors. Wrapping headers with thermal tape or installing proper heat shields doesn't just improve efficiency, it protects everything else in your engine bay from heat fatigue. The beauty here is balance. Better exhaust flow means your engine can make power more efficiently, while heat management ensures that power doesn't come at the cost of long-term reliability. So, if you're thinking exhaust mods are only for sound or performance, think again. Done right, they're a quiet investment in years of extra life for your engine. Number 3, cold air intake or smooth airflow induction. Every engine is basically an air pump. The more efficiently it breathes, the better it performs and the longer it lasts. But here's the problem. Stock intake systems are often designed with cost and noise reduction in mind, not maximum airflow. That means your engine could be running hotter and working harder than it needs to. A cold air intake solves that by pulling in cooler, denser air from outside the hot engine bay. Denser air equals more oxygen, and more oxygen means cleaner, more complete combustion. Cleaner combustion translates into fewer deposits, less carbon buildup, and reduced stress on pistons and valves over time. But it's not just about temperature. Smoother, less restrictive airflow reduces the effort it takes for your engine to draw in air. Think of it like breathing through a wide straw instead of a thin one. The less resistance, the easier the process becomes. The result? A small but noticeable bump in efficiency, a crisper throttle response, and, most importantly, less thermal stress on your engine over the long haul. Sure, a cold air intake might not seem like a lifespan extender at first glance, but by making combustion more efficient and reducing strain, it quietly adds protection that compounds over thousands of miles. Your engine doesn't just need fuel to survive, it needs clean, cool air. Give it that, and it'll keep breathing strong for years. Number 2, upgraded cooling system. If there's one enemy every engine fears, it's heat. Overheating is the fastest way to warp heads, blow gaskets, and send an otherwise healthy motor straight to the scrapyard. And the truth is, most stock cooling systems are only just good enough. They're designed for average drivers, not for people who push their cars harder or expect them to last well beyond 200,000 miles. That's why upgrading your cooling system is one of the smartest investments you can make in engine longevity. A high-capacity radiator dissipates heat faster, keeping operating temperatures stable even in summer traffic or on long highway climbs. A stronger water pump ensures coolant circulates efficiently through the block, while a performance thermostat can open sooner to keep things from creeping into the danger zone. And it doesn't stop there. Adding upgraded hoses, better fans, or even a coolant additive can all help reduce hotspots that silently damage your engine over time. The difference between running at 200 degrees versus 220 degrees might not feel dramatic in the moment. But over years, it's the difference between an engine that wears gracefully and one that fails early. Engines thrive on consistency. Keep them cool, keep them stable, and you'll be amazed at how many extra miles they'll reward you with. Number 1, premium synthetic oil and high-flow oil filter. If there's one upgrade that does more for your engine's lifespan than anything else, it's this. Better oil and a better oil filter. Every single moving part inside your engine depends on that thin film of oil to prevent metal-on-metal contact. Without it, you'd hear the grinding and feel the damage in seconds. But not all oil is created equal. Synthetic oils are engineered to handle extreme temperatures, resist breakdown, and flow more consistently than conventional blends. That means when you start your car on a freezing morning, synthetic oil is already circulating instead of struggling like thick syrup. And when things heat up in summer traffic, synthetic resists burning off and leaving deposits behind. Now, pair that oil with a high-flow, high-quality filter, A good filter doesn't just catch dirt. It keeps the oil moving freely while trapping the microscopic contaminants that wear down bearings and cylinder walls. Cheap filters often clog or bypass too easily, letting the bad stuff circulate right back into your engine. This one change alone is like giving your engine a longer, healthier life expectancy. It's not flashy, it's not loud, but it's the foundation of everything else. Engines live or die by their lubrication. Upgrade your oil and filter, and you've already done more for longevity than most car owners ever will. And there you have it, 17 performance upgrades and habits that don't just make your car run better, they actually add years to your engine's life. Some are simple, some are advanced, but every single one is about one thing: protecting the heart of your car. Because at the end of the day, horsepower is fun, but longevity is priceless. So, which of these upgrades will you try first? Drop your answer in the comments. And if you found this useful, make sure to like and subscribe for more tips that keep your ride alive.